Okay, now let's solve this log equation. And our goal will be to have something like log of something equals log of another thing. When we get to that point, we can just cancel out the logs and solve the equation. So let me show how that works. We want to combine these logs right here. That way we're just going to have one log on the left-hand side of the equation. So how can I combine them? Well, we're adding them. And when we add the logs, we can just multiply the contents. It's one of the first rules of logarithms. So I have log of x plus 1 times x is equal to the log of 6. Great. So, like I said before, at this point, we can already cancel out the logs, which is great. It makes things less complicated. So we have x times x plus 1. Just decided to put the x in front because that's equivalent to what we had over there. That's equal to 6. Now I can expand the x and distribute it. I meant distribute, not expand. Whoops. So x times x is x squared. X times 1 is just x. Still equal to 6. And it will subtract 6 from both sides of the equation now, because we end up with a quadratic equation. And when we have a quadratic equation, it's a good idea to make the other side equal to 0. 6 minus 6 is 0. You can just bring the negative 6 down. Great, so now we have x squared plus x minus 6 equals 0. I will solve this by factoring. So we'll open two sets of brackets or parentheses, whatever you'd like to call them. Put an x over here, another one over there. And we're looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 6 and add up to positive 1. What will those numbers be? Just positive 3 and negative 2. Great. So now, what is x equal to? Because of the x plus 3, we're going to get a negative 3. Why is that? Negative 3 plus 3 is 0, and we want to get a 0. Over here, x minus 2 is equal to 0, so we're going to have a 2, because 2 minus 2, if I were to replace that in here, I'll get a 0, and that's what I wanted. So x is equal to negative 3 and 2. Is that right? Are we done? No! We actually have to check out and see if each answer is actually permissible. What do I mean? Well, if I were to plug in a negative 3 here for x, I would get log of negative 3 plus 1. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. And we cannot have the log of a negative number. That's outside of the domain of the log. And that just does not work out. So we're going to have to reject the negative 3. We always reject whatever would give us the log of a negative number. What about the 2? Can we keep it as an answer? Yes. Why? Because we have log of 2 plus 1, which is log of 3. 3 is a positive number. That works out. And over here as well, we would just get the log of 2. So the answer is just x is equal to 2. Now, of course, I would recommend that you check out more questions and more videos that you can find right here, if, of course, you're not already there. So good luck with logs.